What's up everyone, this is Tony with JRNYcrypto. In this video we're going to be discussing the cryptocurrency market crash. Nearly every cryptocurrency down 20 to even 35% or more. So Bitcoin did bounce off $30,000 early this morning and then quickly recovering to $40,000. It went up $10,000 within the span of just 4 hours. So extreme volatility right now. We're going to discuss this as well as some manipulation that someone called out yesterday on 4chan and some other stuff that's going on in the crypto space. So before we get started, I do appreciate if you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell to be notified when I make new crypto videos. Alright guys, so the crypto space has been pretty crazy the past week or so. Ever since Saturday Night Live, we did have all the meme token hype, meme coins going up anywhere from a couple 100% to 1,000% and more in a short period of time. We did have Tesla announcing they won't be accepting Bitcoin as payment anymore, which did cause some temporary panic. Now even more panic has kicked in. I've seen all kinds of stuff on bearish predictions, as we did talk about yesterday. There was a prediction from an expert calling $29,000, and Bitcoin did dip to $30,000 very briefly, but this was a massive pump that could have been organized manipulation in my opinion. So if we do go to the 1 day here, we can see this happen immediately within about 30 minutes and then instantly started recovering. Bitcoin doesn't even show how low it actually went on CoinMarketCap, showing $31,600 was the low, instantly going back up to around $35,000 and above, and even peaked out again over $40,000 here at one point, and now we're going sideways. So from here, the volatility could continue. We could see further dip, but I definitely don't think there's much room left. A lot of people are buying the dip at this point. So we did get some tweets from different people buying millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin during this dip. And I definitely think this is where we're going to get a lot of support in the crypto space, since it did bounce up instantly. Bitcoin going instantly from the $30,000 to the $40,000 and more, a $10,000 recovery within just 4 hours. So there was a post claiming some manipulation. Someone did post on 4chan yesterday, pretty much calling this exactly, and they did call it would recover very quickly, going up to $70,000 Bitcoin before long. Alright guys, so here's the post that someone shared with me on Twitter. I don't know how authentic this is or how legit it is. It was posted on 4chan, which I don't use. It was posted yesterday from what it claims here, and it pretty much called this out spot on. So for those of you that are not busy and paying attention, there will be another announcement from China soon. Picture is semi-related. Can't tell you guys what firm I work for, but it's massive and it's working with the PRC. The purpose of today's press release, alongside all the FUD posting, is to get Bitcoin as low as it can get before 7 a.m. UTC. First, there will be a coordinated sell-off to drop the price below a certain threshold and liquidate one certain stakeholder. Once liquidated, the plan is then to buy up all the reserves and essentially leave him bankrupt. If you guys want to get rich, grab some coffee and watch for the big dip. Once it happens, things are going to get green really fast. We project $70,000 Bitcoin. So below here, there was some updates as well. It is too soon to tell, but the schedule has changed due to non-compliance greed from another party. The operation has been pushed back to 1 p.m. UTC. Expect $30,000. That's a guarantee. And then they continue discussing this here. NASDAQ will take a slight hit in the pre-market. It will most likely drop to a point by the time market closes. That's my personal opinion, however, so take it with a grain of salt. The bull run's all-time high tops out well above $100,000 Bitcoin. Do not trust the FUD. The movement is just a silly game that the elites are playing. It will be over soon. I must go now. So very interesting here, since it pretty much did drop exactly to the price target. We did get some news about China as well on BBC here. Bitcoin falls further as China cracks down on cryptocurrencies. So this article states that Beijing banned banks and payment firms from providing services related to cryptocurrency transactions. It also warned investors against speculative crypto trading on Tuesday. It follows falls in Bitcoin of more than 10% last week after Tesla said it would no longer accept the currency. So I definitely think there's some organized manipulation at play here, especially after Tesla making that announcement. That was the prime time where everyone is in panic to definitely cause a major price correction like this and market crash. So especially since Bitcoin bounced back up so quickly, it is experiencing more volatility now. But I do believe things are pretty much bottomed out here. This is pretty much the biggest dip I've seen since the mid-March market crash of 2020. And during that dip, I did pick up some of the best deals I've ever picked up in the cryptocurrency space. So for some that are panicking and getting out of the crypto space, there are others that are picking up this dip that may be very successful in the future. Which is why I try to just focus on dollar cost averaging, taking small profits along the way to have funds to be able to buy these dips. So big dips like this are actually a time of opportunity and not a time of fear and panic and stress. So something very strange that happened this morning during the market crash was pretty much every crypto platform crashed at the same time. No one was able to log in to buy the dip. So that is another strange thing here. This guy did post every platform that was down. Even CoinDesk and CoinMarketCap, websites where you don't actually buy cryptocurrency, were also offline. So pretty much every platform people had were offline, which is why I do recommend having multiple platforms ready to go when you do want to sell the top or you do want to buy the bottom. Most of the time these platforms are crashed from mass traffic and they just can't handle it. By the time you can actually buy or sell, the price has actually recovered a lot, and you don't actually get to sell or buy at the price you actually wanted to. So I would recommend having decentralized exchanges ready to go as well, like PancakeSwap and Uniswap. These are platforms that are decentralized, so you don't actually have to log into a centralized account. You can just go to your MetaMask wallet and make a transaction anytime you want. Of course, these platforms were really overwhelmed with volume at the same time as well. Again, Uniswap had over $250 fees early this morning. So yesterday we did go over this 1.1 million noobs panic sell. So there's a massive amount of new retail investors that are not used to this type of volatility. They got into cryptocurrency thinking it was just going to be a straight upwards rise and steadily be making massive profits. Of course, we are already up a lot. Buying at a peak price, like I always say, is always going to be high risk, which is why I do recommend dollar cost averaging, taking this time to actually get educated, then FOMO buying in. And actually buying the dips is where I've been most successful, especially buying the biggest dips of 2020. I'm up over 20x still during this dip on some of those coins I bought during those dips in 2020. So it is good to have a exit strategy, but more importantly is your entry strategy and where you plan to buy and how you spread out your purchases. So it is good to get as educated as possible, have a very solid plan, and that's how you're going to be most successful in the long term. A lot of these noobs that are getting in just want some quick profits. They don't understand crypto. They don't want to take the time to understand it and get educated. They just want to jump in and see it 2 to 3x very quickly, which is the exact opportunity for manipulation to kick in and take advantage of this, shaking out all of the new people to the crypto space and getting lower entries themselves. So we did go over this article yesterday as well. Bitcoin price could hit $29,000 next, warned CNBC Chartmaster. This was comparing it to the last drop, entering the last bear market from the peak. So we did get very close to this, but keep in mind a lot of the platforms were not working and were offline. So people that wanted to buy these dips weren't even able to log in and do that. By the time everyone was able to log in, the price was already recovered over $35,000. So it's pretty much a massive dump all at once. A massive amount of Bitcoin and other altcoins had to be dumped to get that big of a dump all at once. So definitely some manipulation at play there, in my opinion. So even with those dips, MicroStrategy still bought that dip. I haven't seen them post today about buying this dip, but they did acquire another $10 million in Bitcoin at the slightly higher prices of around $43,000. So MicroStrategy has been buying every single dip. They continue to. We also had a post from Michael Saylor, the CEO of MicroStrategy. He said, entities I control have now acquired 111,000 Bitcoin and have not sold a single Satoshi. Bitcoin forever. So we also had Justin Sun, the creator of Tron, post that he bought $152 million worth of Bitcoin during this dip at the average price of $36,000 per Bitcoin, which is pretty massive. That is a massive amount of money. So definitely a lot of people really believe Bitcoin is going to be on the recovery very soon. So there is a lot of support from the $30,000 to $35,000 range. I don't think if Bitcoin does dip back to these levels, it's going to last that long. It will take a lot of manipulation and selling pressure to really push it down below $30,000. So something else crazy that happened in the last 24 hours, BlockFi mistakenly credits users with too much Bitcoin in promo payout. Just under 100 BlockFi users are reported to be affected, with some allegedly receiving as many as 700 Bitcoins due to a mishandled promotional offer. Imagine logging into your BlockFi account where you were supposed to get $500 worth of USD from a promo offer, and you have 500 Bitcoin sitting there. So just under 100 users this happened to, but I did see they're sending out letters trying to recover this. So I don't know if this Bitcoin was added to the selling pressure this morning, but I definitely don't think this would have affected it too much. So 3 good reasons why $30,000 is probably the bottom for Bitcoin. Regulatory concerns, a bit of FUD, and the uncertainties surrounding Tether appear to have exaggerated the Bitcoin price sell-off, but derivatives data suggests that the bottom is likely in. So we do have some data here that is showing the bottom is likely in. Multiple culprits catalyzed the drop, including Elon Musk, Tether, and US regulations. Now the bad news with China, just panic in the space in generals. I even saw some technical analysis that did show a signal calling we would drop to $30,000, and then that did happen to align with the Elon Musk and Tesla news, so that ended up working out perfectly how they predicted. Futures markets finally showed signs of stress as well, and then retail traders have also been stopped out. So a lot of whales are accumulating massive amounts of Bitcoin at these lower prices. So we do have Bitcoin hovering around $37,000 to $38,000. It does look like it's holding around here. Of course, volatility could continue. We could get more bad news and more FUD that could cause more panic. We have no idea what's going to happen here. So on the biggest market crash of 2020, which was mid-March, we did see mass panic from the coronavirus. No one knew what was going to happen. Everyone was calling the markets were going to crash. Even the stock market crashed that same day. So at the beginning of that day, we saw a pretty big crash of 20 to 30%. And then later that night, we saw another 20 to 30% crash. Ethereum going as low as $87 that night, Bitcoin dropping near $3,000, BNB I picked up that night around $8, XRP was 13 cents that night. Just crazy deals if you did pick up crypto that night. Of course, how many people actually picked up those deals is extremely small compared to the people that were actually selling. So it is good to have a solid entry and exit strategy. If you do have that in place and you stick to it, you're most likely going to be successful in the long term. So that is recommended if you are new to the space. Get as educated as possible so you can actually take market crashes like this as opportunity rather than days where you're going to be stressful and depressed and just panic sell. So that's it for today's crypto news and market update. I hope you guys found it useful. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. No matter what happens in the crypto space, I'm going to be here continuing to do daily updates, even through a bear market. Just like the bear market, I was buying every dip through that, and I will be buying every dip through this next bear market if we do have one, because I do believe in cryptocurrencies for the long term. Whether we're in a market crash or not, projects are continuing to build and develop, and we definitely have massive things coming like Ethereum 2, Cardano, Gogan mainnet, massive updates with Polkadot and other projects. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys found it useful, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.